All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to All You Can Eat Chelsea, episode 226. Welcome to the headquarters. The lads are here. We're here to talk Chelsea. What a bombastic victory, man. Honestly, there's a lot to talk about that. We're not going to go into the whole nitty gritty of, the match review and whatnot. I just had all these other noise that started happening in the background. Sorry about that. But yeah, we're not going to get into the whole review of the match, but obviously we're going to touch base on all the bits and pieces that were interesting. We're going to touch base on the latest transfer news and anything else that pops up. First up, Matisse. How you doing, brother?
Very well, brother. Obviously a beautiful, emphatic win. So it just meant that the weekend was just a breeze for us all. You know what I mean? We're just waiting, watching other results. And as much as we have our own things in our own club that, we all wish to improve in this last week of the window, it just goes to show this weekend, we ain't the only ones that need to improve. We ain't the only ones that have got things that need to be done. So, the only team that you could probably look at their defense and say they don't need any more adjustments or additions is probably Arsenal. But for the rest of the clubs up there, they could all probably do with at least a signing. I'd say some of them 2 or 3. So yeah, man, I'm happy. I'm happy with the win. I'm happy with the sun. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful scenery out here in London. It's getting to a point now where even the rest of it's a bit hot. We've had enough of this shit now. Yeah, bring the rain. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm good, man.
I'm the other way around. Like, we've had winter for 3 months. It's been cold, and today was the first day where it's been sunshine. So you can just smell the winter's about to leave and spring's about to come through. The jacket's off. The short sleeves are out. Do you know what I mean? Yes, the sunshine. Come on. Nah, man, we can't handle this because it has been sort of like London-ish type of weather for the past few months here. Like, we don't generally get that. It's cold, it's rain, it's grey. Like, everyone's like, this is Australia, right? Like, we're not in UK. But yeah, nah. Don, brother, I believe you were at the game for that West. Yeah. How did that go down, bro? That must have been a party, bro.
Bro, it was a party. I can't even lie to you, bro. It was a party. Watching these lot leaving after 30 minutes of the game. It was mad to see, man.
Bro, every goal more just kept on leaving. I was like, what?
Yeah, literally. As soon as the second goal went in, I looked to my left, I'm just seeing white seats everywhere, bro. Yeah, these lot got up, started to leave straight away. It was nice. It was nice just being there, watching the game. It just kind of felt like a training session. I honestly felt like I was at an open training session, bro. You know what I mean? Wow. But yeah, like Matisse said, it's always good playing on a Friday and winning and just watching the rest of the games fold out. Obviously, it was bank holiday weekend here as well. So yesterday, just spent some time in the sun and whatnot. But yeah, we've got a big one this week because we lost against Fulham at home last season because we kept missing a lot of chances, if you guys remember. So we need to rectify those mistakes. I still remember that game like it was yesterday because I was there. And Maresca, bro, if you guys remember, he made one sub, was in Cuckoo, that he brought on like quite late on into the game. He just let these lot die whilst Ruiz was bringing on all these subs. So we'll talk about that more. But yeah, big up the chat, man. Big up the panel as well.
100%, man. I actually remember that game. That was during that phase of just nonsense that was happening for a few months. And I think that was earlier on in that phase.
It was during the period where we lost to Ipswich. And then I think we had Fulham after that as well. It was like that little period where we just started to pull off a little bit. Yeah.
100%. Yunus, bro, what a fantastic victory. I just want to say, I'm a little bit, obviously you're on steroids. When we are high, you're an absolute steroids. Like, you just go the next level. But I'm feeling like that, bro. Every morning I'm waking up, Yunus, I'm feeling powerful, bro. I'm feeling powerful. I feel like there's this, spring in my step. Like, I'm watching all of these other games, Yunus. I'm not fearful of anyone. Like, should I be fearful, Yunus?
No, you don't need to be fearful. Just don't do what Matisse and Saeed done yesterday for the second time this season. For God's sake. I mean, guys, man. if Liverpool are actually gonna go and win the title, I'm coming for you too.
I knew they were going to score, though. I knew they were going to score. I just had a feeling.
Rio, man, honestly, like you know what it is about Rio, yeah, because we're from the same area. So he's from Newham, right? Specifically, he's from Beckton.
Yeah.
But he honestly, when he came on, I was speaking to my missus. I'm like, yo, this kid's from the area, you know, like, see, I've got a lot of mutuals with the guy. I was like, I bet he scores. I bet he scores. And then what happens 2 seconds later? He scores the winning goal. And listen, as much as I don't want Liverpool winning the league, yeah, I can't lie. I was happy for him, man. Because making it out of Newham, yeah, where I'm from, it's not easy, bro. It is not easy. So I've just got to respect the guy for what he's done. Because it's mad to be playing for Liverpool, bro. It's mad. He could be the next, like, because if you talk about players from Newham, Jermaine Defoe was from Newham. Obviously, what's his name? Rio's from Newham. Esri Konsa is from Newham as well. He's from the area. Wow. So we've actually had a few players, man, in the Prem. Chuba Apcom's from Newham.
It's mad because he was like Cobham full, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it wasn't long ago Chelsea let him go, and he come on. I swear, he come on. I was like, okay, no, we know that the kid's talented, but surely not. Do you know what I mean? Surely not. Lo and behold, and then he gets the winner. So now look, there's I agree with that. These teams are all showing holes at the moment. I still want to say that, like we were saying, it's after one game. It's the same after two. But now the more that games are being played, the more that more begin to be shown, right?
Yeah.
So Liverpool, clearly, the back might have a few holes.
Yes.
Man United are just hilarious.
They just have a hole everywhere. That's just a hole.
Really. We, on the other hand, are like, now we need to take this and start moving, go on to Fulham, win that game. I'm expecting to go to Old Trafford. Hopefully we do a job over there, but with 10 out of 12 points. And we should be near the top of the league. If the others obviously don't drop points, there's Arsenal, Tottenham, and Liverpool that are all on 6 out of 6. So that's where we should be looking, and we should be good. But the focus
100%.
is obviously going to be on the end of the transfer window. So we'll see what happens by deadline day, because that's all the focus at the moment, isn't it?
100%. Like, obviously, we're going to talk about the transfer window and whatnot. That's always in the agenda when you know the window's open. Matisse will kick things off. I said I feel powerful, and I'm not getting carried away. The reason why I'm feeling powerful is I've been in the dumpster for the past 3 seasons. I've felt the kind of pain that probably Man United fans are starting to feel now. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're in the trenches. We know what it feels to go into matches.
They've gone to
this level.
Can I say they've gone to a new level? They're starting to new levels that we're not familiar with.
No, you're right. You're right. But I've had for the past 3 seasons, there's been matches, lads, I've gone into thinking, yeah, this is probably a loss, man. Like, I mean, if it happens, great. If we can get a draw, great. But I think it's got a loss written all over. Now I'm looking at fixtures and I'm like, I don't see why we can't win here. Like, I really don't see why we can't win. And I know we've only played Crystal Palace, West Ham, and next up is Fulham. But I can't wait to play City. I can't wait to play Man United. I can't wait to play Spurs, because it doesn't worry me. How are you feeling, Matisse?
I mean, these teams like Spurs in particular, with this manager, they're definitely going to be a better team, just purely because they're actually tactically adaptable. So I'm looking forward to these games just because I know that they're going to be good games. They're going to be very, very good games. Obviously, if Cole was fit, I feel like the chest would be even more out. Do you know what I'm saying? Because that guy was starting to become a real leader in the defense. He was starting to become a linchpin. He was starting to become part of the spine. And now, I mean, listen, I was happy to see Tosin back. I think we all saw the difference that he made. I don't want to get too carried away with West Ham because they're obviously really, really bad. And they just played into our hands so many times in terms of how poorly they defended on set pieces, how easy they were to play through. But when you see someone like Esteval get, like 5 minutes of warm-up and then just literally come on and just do what he did, it's like a stark contrast from last season. The intelligence in his play, the decision-making for that assist, just the close control. And that's what I want on that left-hand side as well, alongside with Gittin. So we're up there, and I have no doubts that we're up there. It's just
Yes.
it's about fine margins, right? Fine margins is what is gonna take you over the line or see you just miss out. And there's still certain things I want us to pattern just so those fine margins are kind of almost accounted for. But it's going to be an exciting season, man. There's too many big names. There's too many big players, too many transfers. Everybody's got their guy. There's way too much that's happened in this window for anyone not to be excited about the season coming up, because it's just blockbuster. You can tell the difference already. Like big
100%.
players, man.
But you know what, Matisse? Like, I know it's early days, right? It's only been 2 weeks, and teams are still starting to warm up and whatnot. But so far, does anyone, like even the Spurs City game, I watched that. I did the watch along, right? As impressive as Spurs were, and they controlled the match, I felt, you know what? Chelsea wouldn't allow Spurs to be like that. Man City were just naive all throughout the field. They were just so, weak when it came to midfield. They were weak in defense. And this Spurs team, as good as they are in the back four and midfield, I feel like they've all got moments where they can just, and we've seen that in the past few seasons, even when we haven't been at our best, we've done it. Has anyone so far outright sort of made you think, ooh, I don't know if we can compete against that? Like, I've not seen a team that makes me feel I can't beat you. Yeah, sure we can beat you. Do you know what I mean?
No. But maybe the fact that there's so many signings for so many of these top clubs, they're taking time to integrate. Maybe they're taking time to blend, to gel. But as I said, I still think there's a lot of weaknesses in most of these teams. City, there are a couple of injuries from looking very, very rough around the edges. Goalkeeper situation is not addressed. Right back situation is not addressed. Centre back situation, there's plenty of injury prone players. Very reliant on Rodri, because that Gonzalez guy doesn't look like he's good enough at the moment as it stands. And even, I mean, their attack, obviously they're very attack heavy, but that's going to take time to gel and to sync up and to have the fluidity. And maybe that's what we had against Palace in some degree as well. Obviously, it was a really good organized defense, so that's what can happen as well. But outside, I mean, Arsenal are the ones that they're putting a lot of pressure on themselves.
Yeah.
Signing this brother again, another Ecuadorian centre back. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to call
Is that happening?
Hiccups for now.
Is that
It looks like it's going to happen. It looks like it's going to happen. Yeah, hiccups, man. He's coming in to replace Kivior.
I don't understand this transfer. I don't.
I do.
Another defender.
They tell me that they need another centre back. I was going through the depth chart, because obviously when Chelsea had a squad of 90 players, everybody loved to talk about the depth chart. They love to put up their graphs and their images of how many players we had. I was looking at Arsenal. I was like, well, they got 3 strikers. I was told that was an abomination to have, but Havertz can be included. Jesus, Gyökeres. I look at their left back situation. They got 3 left backs: Calafiori, Zinchenko. I'm going to count him. Yeah, I'm going to definitely count him. Same way,
that's so shameless.
Stellina was counted for us. Sterling's counted. I'm going to count it. Lewis Skelly. I go to their centre backs. They're signing Hiccups now alongside Gabriel Saliba, and they've got this
Mosquera or whatever.
Timber, Ben White. Goalkeepers. Obviously, they got Kepa in their backup, and I'm just looking at the attack. I'm looking at Saka, Madueke, Dalman's playing, Wanyeri, Odegaard, Eze, Madueke. Who else on that left? Martinelli,
Trossard. Wow.
I might even throw in Lukonga if I'm cheeky. Fabio Vieira. I think Fabio Vieira is still there as well.
How many midfielders as well? They got a lot of midfielders, man.
It's a lot of players. And obviously, how long it's been for them chasing this title. So, they're putting themselves under a lot of pressure. But everybody's under pressure. City under pressure. Liverpool's under pressure if they get Isak. Arsenal under pressure. I would like to put us under pressure. I want us to be up there. I think that's the bare minimum for us, is that we got to be up there. Obviously, I'm not really interested in taking part. So if we can win the FA Cup, win the Carabao, win the Champions League, I'm more than happy to just forego this Premier League race and just get top 4 and win the other things while they all fight for it, if that's what it comes down to. But yeah, man, it's going to be one hell of a season. But 100%. I got respect for the other sides, because they're going to get better. They won't play how we've seen in the first few games. They won't play like that all season.
Yeah, look, the season's definitely long, man. Don, how's your mindset after 2 match weeks done? you feeling powerful. Like I'm definitely feeling powerful, bro. How's your mindset looking into the upcoming fixtures?
Similar thoughts to Matisse, man. I was showing a lot of chest when we had Colwell, man, because he's so key to how we play from the back. Again, the leadership, the little intangibles they offered from the back. But like I keep saying to many people that keep saying, oh, you know, Man City are better than us, and Liverpool and all these teams. And cool, Liverpool might be the benchmark because they've won the league. But I've said many times, bro, it's not just us that have weaknesses. You might talk about our centre-back situation, but you can talk about Liverpool and their situation at the back. Konate right now is not even looking good. That's number one. He's not looking like he's looking drunk. But the first two, I know it's only 2 games, yeah, but he looks so far off of it right now, and he's got no competition whatsoever at the back, right? Obviously, Frimpong's out for a little bit right now. Cool, they're playing Szoboszlai. They're already, you're seeing that they're trying to have internal solutions. And then, yeah, Man City, bro, their defense, the way they defend anyway is a bit peak. But then their options at the back, it's weak. You know what I mean? So when I'm looking at it overall, see, Arsenal played the other day. They scored 5 goals as well. But if you actually watch the game, you know, in open play, they weren't the best. I'll be honest with you. Like, they scored from set pieces. Cool, they won the game in the end. But I'm still looking at certain things where I'm like, I'm still not overly convinced by them. You know what I'm trying to say in terms of their style of play. But the likes of Eze and these sort of guys should improve how they play going forward. You know what I'm saying? But I just want a little bit of a boost at the back, man. Because I'm looking at our centre backs. Okay, Tosin is good in terms of being a squad player. He's a leader as well. Chalobah on his day can be very good, but when he's off of it, bro, that guy is a serious bozo. You know, if any of those two go down again, you know, we're playing Chalobah and Josh at the back again, and we're not able to build from the back, it's problems. So ideally, I want us to bring in just an additional centre back, because Fofana, you can't depend on him. You know, you can't depend on these guys. And if Tosin gets injured again, who's going down the middle? Who's going to be that guy that's sort of punching those passes in between the lines? So that's where I'm a little bit like, come on, man. I'm surely you can get just one.
So were you happy when you saw the little bits and pieces of Hincapié being linked with us? Obviously now he's fully linked with Arsenal.
Yeah.
Were you interested in a defender like him?
I mean, the only game I watched him was when we played them recently. I didn't really pay much attention to him, so I can't really talk about him much. But obviously, I saw the whispers, and there's a few people saying that he's a good player, and that, you know, that's someone that obviously we should be looking at, really. But again, I'm just hoping. Right now, I'm hoping. I think we're still going to sign Xavi Simons. We'll get into that more. And Garnacho, I've accepted it. As much as I don't want him, I've accepted it, right? But in terms of the back, for me to have a little bit more oomph to say, like, yes, I think we can actually go and win it, ideally, I'm looking at an additional centre back there, man. Levi Colwill is a big miss. He's a key player. He's so key to how we play, man. And he played a lot of games as well.
100%, man. Eunice, go on, bro.
No, I want to. So there's 2 things. Because at face value, I think most people will agree, right? And go, you know, if we can take a centre back tomorrow, boom, let's take a centre back and let's do it. In the chat right now, there's some really good points, right? Arsenal, I think, are suited to going and getting Hincapié right now, especially with Kivior and Zinchenko leaving because of that left-hand side. We got in Hato. That's why I don't think we go for Hincapié.
Makes sense.
If we didn't get Hato, we should be all over this, right? But at the same time, with Hincapié being more of a, not just a left-sided centre-back, but someone that can go into left-back, right? We're looking for, well, I don't even think we're looking. We're not looking, and I'll explain why. But if we were looking for a defender, we'd need someone that will just play directly, bang on in the middle and not move, right? And that can play with the ball. So a centre-back that can just play with the ball, right? Which is what Levi Colwill can do, as well as obviously play as a left-sided centre-back. But I think because of what UEFA have imposed on us and this whole settlement agreement that we've got with them, we need to sell in order to buy.
Yeah.
Right. Or we need to, like, we can't go in and buy a player and then not actually like sell someone who's in the same position, because if not, we might go over the whole agreement. We can't go above 20 million over 0 net, basically. If not, we might get done by UEFA, which is why Xavi Simons and Garnacho haven't walked through the door yet. Clearly, that's how I see it anyway, because we need to get Jackson and Nkunku sold first, and that would make way for these 2 players to walk in. I think that's the whole thing. If not, I would be screaming from the rooftops here, going, yeah, no, go and get a centre back, because it would be nice, 100%. But I think Chelsea right now are in a situation we got to make do with what we do, unless we sell a defender, which I don't see who's getting sold. I mean,
Well, Desassi is getting sold imminently, I think.
he and even that might be a loan. You know, maybe a loan with an obligation or something, but that we have to wait and see. We don't know. But to get big money, to go and buy someone for decent money like Hincapié or something, we would need.
You're saying that it's not going to net out. It's not going to net out.
Like realistically, if the club were in the corner, I think they would go, okay, you know what, we're selling Trev, and I don't want Trev sold. Personally, I don't want Trev sold.
It's too late to be selling him now, man. We should be keeping him.
Yeah,
but there's two ways of looking at things here, innit? Because look, last year for me, one of the main reasons we even got top 4 in the end was because of our defense. Our attack was actually letting us down massively, bro. Right? From time Cucurella is your highest goal scorer in 2025 at one point, you know you lot are doing something mad up top, right? And you can obviously, it's not even an argument, it's not even a debate. We've clearly improved our attack. We've got João Pedro, who is a clear improvement on Jackson, right? You've got Delap, who is actually a striker, and we saw how important it was the other day with how he was opening up space for others, how he was holding up play, you know, linking up play with Estevao and that, 100%. Right? Just being a physical body up there. You're seeing already Estevao coming in. Again, fuck the age. Just look at the quality of the kid, right? So there's going to be a lot of games this year where I feel like it's going to be our attack that carry us through games more than our defense. We might concede a goal here and there, but I feel like we're going to be outscoring more teams. But this is where Maresca now, right? If you're not going to bring in any centre-backs, this is where you use the likes of Asugo and the likes of Santos to see out games, yeah? When it comes to 1-0 and these sort of games, don't be thinking, oh, let's just attack them. Let's attack them. You bring these guys on and you shut off the game, bro, and you win. You know what I mean? You leave that place with 3 points. That's what we need to do. Because last year, there was many games where Maresca could have seen out the game by bringing on the likes of Vega and these sort of guys. He wouldn't do it, right? Now I'm being less lenient on the guy because he's got more weapons on his bench that he can use. You know, so these guys, Asugo and these sort of guys, even if you bring him on with Santos and you've got Caicedo as well to just shut off there, so they can't even get through the midfield. That's the sort of thing I want to be seeing in the season, man.
Do you know what? Just going back to what Yunus was saying as well. Yunus, are we somewhat underestimating how good Hato can be? Because I'm thinking the kid's only 19, you know. It's not like he's the finished product. And Maresca did allude a few matches ago, I think it was before the Palace match, that if we don't get a defender, because I think he did want a defender, and then obviously we started hearing the briefings that, nah, you know what, you make do with what we have. And then he started saying that maybe we can find an internal solution. This player can adapt, that player can adapt. I'm thinking Hato. If you look at Levi Colwill and Hato, do they stylistically look very different to each other? Like, could Hato not slowly but surely play the kind of role that Levi Colwill was playing for us?
No, from a left side, 100%, right? We know Hato's been brought in as I don't want to say understudy because that makes him sound like an apprentice or something, but someone as a backup to Cucurella, or someone that will fill in and play in place of Cucurella when Cucurella rests. But if he tucks in to play as a left centre back, yeah, he's definitely able to do that, and we're covered in that, right? To tuck over even more and to play as a proper standing central defender with 2 on each side, with 1 on each side. I don't. Has Hato ever done that in his life? I don't know. Personally, I don't know. But because he's even quite young, that could be a lot of pressure on him. You need to be strong. You need to be a bit of a physical presence, and you also need to be, with the way that we play and the way that we want to conduct ourselves, we need someone that's going to be decent on the ball as well. Right now, the only guy in the squad that fits that bill is Tosin. And like Donna said, if something happens to him, we're in a bit of a pickle. That is true.
If you're going to play in the middle,
he needs to be protected.
Yeah, if you're going to play in the middle, you got to be aerially dominant.
You have
like You can get
That's a big
away
one.
as a wide centre back. You can just about get away with it if the other two are aerially dominant because you'll shift over anyway. I remember we had Aspilicueta on the wide centre back in the title winning season, but it was all right because we had Cahill and Louise alongside him, so it kind of balanced itself out. That's why I don't mind Reece James playing in the free because I know aerially he's actually really strong.
Hato aerially is good as well, bro.
But Hato not aerially good enough for the middle, not for me.
Oh, not for the middle.
Not for the middle. Yeah, I think that's why he played Achimpong in the middle. The
because of his
first game.
because his form.
Size. Yeah,
Exactly.
Because you don't really want to play Achimpong in the middle either. You'd want Achimpong to play on the wide because he's better at carrying it than he is playing through teams, and he defends really well out wide as well. He's quick. He's got long limbs. I just see him as the heir to Fofana's throne. When people talk about replacing Fofana, I just say Achimpong's literally right there, literally staring you in the face right there. If you can't see Achimpong's talent by now, then you're blind. You're blinder than me, and I'm really blind, right? So that's why I wanted Romero. Even though it was a wild shout and a lot of people disagreed, Romero, when he's at his best, he's one of the best centre-backs in this league. He can head the ball, he can pass, he's got leadership, he's aggressive, touch tight. You saw the way he played with Haaland. When he's locked in, he's locked in. Yeah. That's the kind of centre-back that could have played in the middle for me and could also play kind of out wide. He's played in the high line. He's got so many different things that he brings to the table. That's the kind of, and he's on an upward trajectory. Well, he should be on an upward trajectory and a good system with a good coach, not playing Ange ball where you're just absolutely sacrificing the whole defense. Now under Thomas Frank, you'll probably see a much better player this season. It was never going to happen, but that's the kind of defender I would have brought in. There's not many defenders for me that come into this team in this market. And maybe some people will say the same with the goalkeeper. Sitting here looking at Donnarumma. Is he good enough playing out from the back the way we play as well? Like, as much as I get onto our directors, there's not an absolute ocean of options in the centre-back and the goalkeeper area to come in and say, these guys are guaranteed to take this team from here to here. On top of the fact that you're talking about UEFA, look, these guys would make a transfer if they could. These men love to make a transfer. So I don't have to worry about, why are they being so cautious on transfers? These men can't help themselves. If they have any excuse to make a transfer, they'll make it. So clearly, what Eunice was saying earlier about the whole, UEFA situation, and that's why I always ask the fan base, if you're going to sign someone, who are you selling? Because someone's got to go. You can't have all these guys.
Matisse,
you have to sell.
Can I throw a name at you? And I'm not some sort of an expert on this player, but I have seen the past couple of clips on this player, and he's making it into team of the week in Ligue 1, playing in centre CB position. Mamadou Sarr, our player who's on loan at Strasbourg. I mean, is he potential? I know January is a long way away, but could that be a situation, or is it going to be one of those Andre Santos style? Now you continue there, but he's actually a Chelsea player. Do you know what I mean? Like that's something. Yeah. Looks like he's developing there in that middle under Liam Rossignol, who kind of plays the same sort of style of football.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've not watched the whole pile of him because he didn't really play in pre-season either for us. But look, we got a lot of centre backs. Insamino, Mamadou Sarr. Yeah. I've always said I want to see how these guys develop. I want to see what these guys are about. I'm not on this just sign. When you've already signed so many young talents, okay, maybe some of them will be for profit. Maybe some of them will be, but let me actually see first. Because some of them might not be. Some of them guys might actually be part of your solution. They might actually become.
This is why we might not be signing anyone.
Exactly.
For this reason as well.
So, I mean, listen, ideally you leave someone alone for a year on that loan. You don't really bring them in halfway through. But if it comes to that, he's obviously got to be considered. But I need to see him this season even more. So last season, he obviously was playing there as well, but I didn't expect him to come to us, to be honest. But then we could now I've learned with Strasbourg, you need to watch everybody. Because anyone could be signed at any moment. You don't know who come through the door next. You know what I'm saying? So let's see, man.
He's so good, man. He's so good. He's so good. I was good to more minutes.
It's true. We have a lot of players at Strasbourg, both either on loan or they're signed by them, but they're ours technically, right?
Yeah. Well, they're Blueco, right? Eunice, they're Blueco.
Yeah. And Ciso is one of them now. So there's a lot of players that I think even like with the areas that we're looking at now and going, we might need someone right now for here, right now for here. I think even Chelsea are looking, you know what? No, an example, right? We're talking about a striker. Emega is coming into Chelsea next season.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, he's got one season at Strasbourg now. We have to look at him, but the club are probably going, no, we're not going to go and get someone else now because he could be coming in next summer. So we're covered, you know. But we have to give that year to see how he does at Strasbourg. Because if we buy someone now and then he comes in, then we got 4, possibly 5. It stacks everything up a little too much. Maybe that's how I think Chelsea are also looking at things, and the centre back and even the goalkeeper, because we're talking about big debate on like Sanchez and he's realistically is he good enough and whatnot. But Mike Penders is right there, and I guarantee Chelsea are going, we're not going to get a goalkeeper in because next season this guy could be the number 1. But if we bring someone in now, say we got Donnarumma, fantastic, right? Well, at least on paper, right? I'm saying we get Donnarumma in, that scares everybody, right? Realistically. But then what happens with Penders? And I think the club are looking and going, no, but we are sure and adamant this guy could be the number 1. So we need to wait till next season. End of story. And we'll do with what we have at the moment. That's how I think Chelsea are looking at things overall, to be honest. I think Strasbourg are a big reason.
And we've seen like already a couple of players integrated from loans or players that have obviously been purchased, but we've had to wait until 2020, whatever. So this summer, you kind of see it. Before we even signed anyone, we already got stronger. We already were stronger. We didn't even sign anyone yet. We're already stronger. I expect that to be the case with Kendrick Pires. I expect that to be the case with Quenda. I expect that to be the case with Penders. If these guys are what we believe them to be. My only thing with Sarr is that he's probably going to be a wide centre back initially for me. Like to play in that middle, you've got to be so calm, so composed, so steady in terms
That's
of
what he is, though.
But he's not going to be rash for me, Don, is he, in that middle?
No, bro, he's solid, bro. He's less rash than Anselmino. Because I told you, Anselmino, I like him.
Yeah, you did say to me, because Anselmino's got the ball playing. Yeah.
Anselmino on the ball is fantastic, bro. But again, there's a couple times where I'm just seeing man just diving, and I'm like, why the fuck did you just do that? You know, there was no need for you to do that. Then. You know what I'm saying? But Sarr is more. Sarr, honestly, bro, when I watch him, it's like watching. Listen, Badiashile, I know right now is a little bit annoying and inconsistent in that. But when Badiashile first came, he was good, very, very good, right? When I watch Sarr, I see similar things. I just see a right-footed Badiashile, I'll be real, but a better version. That's what I see when I watch him. He's so good, man. Honestly, man. And yeah, he could come back in January, depending on what's happening. Let's say Tosin was to get injured, or Chalobah was to get injured. Chelsea might say, you know what, let's just bring him back because we need him right now. Especially if we're not signing anyone else. I don't want to be dependent on guys like Josh and that the rest of the time. I know Matisse really likes Josh, and I like him as well. But over 38 games, I don't
be rotation.
But you know what, Don? I want to give the opportunity. Like, I'm sick and tired of noticing, like all of us notices that Josh has something in him. I rather give him a lot of minutes this season, as much as you can. Obviously, primarily the middle guy will be Tosin, but give Josh as much as time as you can. I mean, look at Rio for Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? Like 16-year-old balling out there. Achapong to me gives me that vibe that he can be something unbelievable. He can be something really good. So he's going to make mistakes. He's going to make mistakes. But we should not feel fearful that he's going to make mistakes, so let's not utilize him. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, look, the only way you're going to learn is by playing. That's literally experience. That's what experience is. It's like when you go for a job. It's like, yo, how am I gonna get the experience if you're not gonna give me the opportunity? It's same sort of thing as Josh, bro. You've got to give him the opportunity. Last week he handled Mateta quite well physically, because that's the part of his game that I'm a little bit skeptical about in terms of his physical ability, right? But last week he was very good to be able to rough up Mateta the way that he did and basically only allow him to have one shot basically on goal. It was good, but I would give him the confidence to say, do you know what? Next time when I come up against Semenyo, he ain't gonna do the same shit again. You know what I'm saying? He's not doing the same shit to me last time when we played against Bournemouth last season, So yeah, I think Josh is on the right path. And I think the club definitely, they rate this guy. He's one of the players that we look at and kind of look at and think, yeah, he's untouchable. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's got a long way to go, but I'm just looking at the back, and there's a few areas that I'm a little bit skeptical about. That's all it is for me, man.
100%, man.
I trust our defense right now more than I would rather have our defense than City's right now.
Oh no, facts.
100%.
No doubt.
100%.
When I look
This
at
is why
them,
I'm
yeah.
feeling powerful.
Bro,
I'm feeling powerful, bro.
Their fullback situation is a absolute atrocity, right? And their centre backs, we talk about injury-prone centre backs, Fofana, Badia Shaw, boy, oh boy, Ake, Stones, these men are guaranteed to be injured at some point, right?
Didn't Diaz just
Like,
come back from injury?
Diaz obviously just came back. The goalkeeper situation is a bit funky as well. As much as we are annoyed maybe with ours, theirs is Trafford's not started well. So this is the thing. It's like only Arsenal's defense am I looking at and thinking is guaranteed for me to be better in terms of I just know they're going to keep
Spurs are
they're
right
going to
as
keep
well.
more clean
Spurs
sheets.
defense.
Spurs are Spurs, but
yeah.
They're not. We're not really looking at Spurs. I'll be real. I'm not looking at Spurs this season. I said it in the group chats, right? I'm not looking at Spurs. I'm not looking at Newcastle. I wanted Newcastle to win yesterday because, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not talking to Newcastle this season. I'm not talking to Villa. I'm not talking to Spurs. I'm not talking to United. I have made very clear outlines of those four are in their own little rat race for top 5, and there's a 4 that are in the race for the title, and I have us in the top 4 until otherwise. Until otherwise, I have us with the other 3 teams.
See what I keep saying to people, though, Matisse, you make a good point about that, right? Because when you watch Man City, listen, 2 games or not, right? This sort of defending is a continuation of what I've been seeing from them in a minute. Yeah, their defending structurally, bro, is not good. Whereas Chelsea's defending structurally, it's not just the defense that defend, it's everyone, right? I actually gave Neto man of the match the other day because, bro, listen, there's only so much you can catch on TV.
Bro, I was praising his defending more than his attack. His attack is great. I was like, Neto's actually a proper defender. He's a proper defender, bro.
His work rate is nuts.
His work rate is crazy. I was saying next to Nino was sitting next to me, and I was like, Nino, bro, this guy's got 5 lungs, right? It doesn't stop running, bro. He doesn't stop running. There was towards the end of the game, he literally just did this. He was like, he had his hands on his knees and that, and I was like, bro, you know what? Just take a little breather there, innit? Because you have worked hard today. I'm looking at Esteval working hard. I'm looking at the way we counter press. Yeah, everyone works and they defend, bro. It's not a mistake that we didn't concede a goal against Palace because we barely let them have any chances, right? I know Palace was sitting back for most of the game, but initially they were trying to apply a bit of pressure. I know the West Ham game we started a little bit shaky, but after that we minimized what they were doing offensively to us, bro. So there's going to be many games where we just annoy teams because you lose the ball, 3 man are on you, bro. You lose the ball, 5 man are on you, bro. Yeah, and that's exactly what I was seeing with Leicester when I was watching Maresca games back. The way he has his teams counter press, bro, it helps the defense. You know what I'm saying? So that structurally, our defending has been fantastic with Maresca, bro.
100%. And you know what? Go on, Matisse.
I want to say on top of this, City, right? Because it looks like even defensively they've got some holes, but it's not like they're different. I know the chat can also get involved in this, right? And you guys, but with City, I'm looking more to Pep now. I was got this the way that they're moving. It looks like even with new signings, right? But they're looking. Matisse said this earlier. They might gel and they might start getting better offensively, but they look one-dimensional. It looks like Pep. The pendulum is swinging from okay, what are the players doing? And they changed a lot of the players because they had to because they were struggling. But now it's like, but it still kind of looks the same. So Pep, what are you doing? That's how it feels like. I feel like after all this time, Pep has had a lot of success. Someone put a very good comment on I think it was the watch along. Pep has a very thin line between genius and maniac now, right? And it seems like that's now swinging into maniac. It's like the guy's actually starting to lose his marbles, right? I'm starting to maybe think there's a possibility he won't have an answer. And I think because other teams and other managers, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of evolution. People I think are starting to clock on to what Pep is actually all about. And maybe he's at the end of his,
maybe.
Everyone reaches an end. That I'm starting to think now Pep is starting to hit that territory now.
Do you know what? After watching that game, I was saying to the live chat and just just in general, that loss might have a severe impact on City. Even though like, okay, standard 2-0, Spurs always beat City, but City came into this season thinking we're not going to have that type of issues anymore. And all of a sudden, one game and the recollections of last season has just streamed through. And I feel like that loss at home in front of your home crowd, that might just leave them a little bit messed up. And I think I kind of agree with you, Eunice. Everything comes to an end, man. Everything comes to an end. And is it now slowly Pep
Bro,
Guardiola?
they've lost all timers, man. They've lost guys that, you know, we can put in conversations with the likes of Iniesta and these sort of guys, bro. Right? You're talking about Kyle Walker. He's at Burnley now. This is for me the greatest right back the Premier seen. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about Kevin De Bruyne, right? How often did Kevin De Bruyne be one of the main reasons why they win the league? Yeah. Obviously, Aguero and that one, they've got Haaland now. Cool. They had Mahrez. Now they've got Savinho and Doku and these sort of guys. You know, so you know they had Sterling, they had Sane. You know, all that quality that they had, it's not there anymore. It's now a new Man City. Yeah, it's a new era of players. And they need to rebuild. They need to rebuild the same way that we've been trying to rebuild and whatnot. You know, they've had their little cycle. They've had their cycle.
They have the same frustrating, inconsistent wingers in Savinho and Doku that we had in Madueke and Mudryk. When they're wearing a City shirt, this is why I was getting to people on the big six, because I'm hearing Steve talk about we need a goalkeeper, we need a centre back, we need a right back, we need another DM if Rodri's not there because Gonzalo. I said if this was Chelsea, we'd be getting absolutely crucified with the amount of players that we've already signed, and then we need to replace said players that have already been signed within 6 months. City's midfield, outside of Rodri, Reinders is obviously a really good player. But then after that, you're thinking, hold on a second, where's the depth? Because Bernardo Silva, for me, is not going to hang this season anymore.
No,
Gundogan shouldn't be hanging. Kovacic is always injury-stricken a little bit as well. He's getting older.
Limited. He's very limited. Most of them want him gone.
These three guys I've just mentioned, they're all old. They're getting old now, right? It's a young... Look at Newcastle. This is a young man's league now. It's a
young man's league.
Some power. It's aggressive. It's... You don't want to be old and fragile right now in this league. You don't. Look at Man United, for example. Casemiro.
I was just going to say, look at Fulham.
You know what I mean?
Giving it to Man United.
You know what I mean? You don't want to be old and fragile right now. That centre-back pairing of Diaz and Stones, what it was and what it is now, is two different ball games. They're very reliant on Vardy being the guy right now back there, but the rest of them, it does look a bit spooky. So
even Rodri, Matisse, yeah, honestly, bro, I was watching this guy in the Club World Cup, right? And listen, he's had a long injury. And I was watching him closely and he did not look fit. He does not look fit. Even the other day when he came on, you could see him still trying to, like, you know, find his way. And he might
not be the same. He might not be the same player anymore.
Yeah.
He might not be the same player anymore.
He might not be the same player.
Caicedo got the injury.
Won it all.
Caicedo got that injury. If Caicedo got the injury Rodri had, bro, Lord, we'd be shitting it.
Of course, you know what I mean? 100%. And then when you're talking about him not being the same player physically, bro, mentally as well, when he's looking at it, he's thinking, bro, man just won the Ballon d'Or. Yeah, I've won the treble. I've won everything at Man City. Yeah. So, you know what? Mentally, he might not even be in there normal. You know what I'm saying? I know Rodri's a top player and I love Rodri, but honestly, watching him recently, I'm like, yeah, this guy does not look physically fit. And not having a Rodri that's not physically fit, broski, on the transition, he'll be second thinking diving into tackles. He'll be second thinking turning his body quickly because you're thinking, yo, if I turn my body, my knee is going to hurt. Yeah, because these things, people need to remember, injuries fucking hurt, blood. Yeah, and knee injuries as well, they are painful, bro. You know what I mean? As soon as you hurt your knee, I'm telling you, the way you start to think mentally, yeah, it's a whole different thing now. You have to train your brain, bro.
Do you know what, Don? This is what scares me about Levi Colwell's injury. Like, I just hope that he comes back. I know centre CB, maybe he doesn't have to cover too much ground. From that perspective, that's good. But you may not come back as the same player again. Do you know what I mean? And that's a bit of a worry. But
remember Van Dijk when he came back, when Pickford wrote him off, Van Dijk was looking like he was finished, bro. You know what I'm saying? Then he took a little bit of time to get over it mentally. So it's going to take a bit of time for Rodri. But by the time he's fully fit, they might be fifth. They might be sixth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're right. Eunice, let's talk a little bit about Fulham before we touch base on some transfer stuff. Fulham coming up next. Saw the match against Man United. Man United were diabolical, man. They were just That midfield, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, and then Mason Mount in the half space trying to come into the mid. Like, that midfield ain't going to do nothing against no one. Forget about Fulham, who are bringing in Iobi, who's bringing in, like, they're just crowding. And Marco Silva said at post-match that it was as simple as that. They want to squeeze in from the back. They've got the back five. They thought that all our men were going to be on them and they're going to just squeeze us in. Now we just fell off them. We stayed in the middle and we just controlled the show. But I feel like, Eunice, we're a bit too smart for that, Fulham. Yeah, we're not Man United, Fulham. Do you know what I mean? I feel like Fulham, you're about to get it, bro. You're about to get it.
What Man United done in that game against Fulham was despicable, right? So later on in the game, when Mount basically went into a pivot with Bruno, I'm like, what? What you lot doing? Like, we would know. We would know, yeah. Like, this is diabolical, bro. But with the Fulham Man United game, I thought of you, Miz. You popped into my mind, right? I'll tell you why. Because Man United were all foreplay and nothing else.
What? What made you think of Miz?
Do you think I'm just foreplay and nothing else?
He said that so many times on this show. He's like,
what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
Bro, don't worry. I'm gonna send you my videos. I'll show you what I'm all about.
I thought of Miz when I was thinking of what do you mean by that, Eunice?
Eunice, bring it back, bro. Bring it back. We're losing it.
Rewind, reload it. Let's reload.
Man said, I'm just foreplay and I don't have anything else. Bro, you know what? I'm gonna send you a video very, very soon, bro. I'm a fucking live, bro. Show you my
you know,
skills,
I actually might just leave my camera like this because I clearly need to focus. I'll be real. I need to focus.
That's so funny, bro. Wow. You just out of nowhere, just absolutely.
You're killing me, bro. You're killing me. Honestly, you're killing me.
I asked the brother a simple question about Fulham, bro. Brother wants to talk about my sex life, bro. Come on, bro.
You see, Miz, you see what happens when you mention these sort of things, yeah? Time and time again, you put us in situations like this, yeah?
That's just for my channel, bro. That's me going wild during
that is what scares me about winning the most, is actually what Miz might say.
100%.
I'm being so serious. That's what scares me the most.
So much so when you refer to the brother, you get made to look like something else.
Yeah. The way you phrased that was wild.
Now, the way you phrased that was crazy. I'm sure there's context to it.
When I think about foreplay, I think of Miz. I said, what?
Do you know what? Both you lads are gonna be thinking about me as well next time.
Nah. Don't be dragging me and Don into this. Don't be dragging me and Don into this. Me and Don are innocent bystanders right now.
Yeah, word.
This is, you know what I'm saying? You keep that friendly fire over there. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, that's funny. That is funny.
Eunice, get back to Fulham, bro.
Yeah.
Are we beating them?
Basically, Man United, yeah.
To come up with a summary.
Yeah. Man United were all words, no action. Basically, right? And the fact that even because you could feel the goal was on its way for Man United, you could kind of feel it, but the fact that they didn't capitalize on that and Fulham got back into the game the way they did, it just shows how much Man United were lacking, right? But Chelsea, I don't think will do the same thing. And I want to add something as well, because when we beat West Ham 5-1 in the way that we did, people were all looking and going, "Oh no, but West Ham are pants. West Ham are nothing." When Arsenal dispatch of Leeds in the way that they do, "Oh no, Arsenal are going to win the league. Like, Arsenal flipping unreal." Like, hang on, where's the same energy here? Because West Ham were poor, 100%. Graham Potter is a mess. Leeds,
Eunice, we lost Cole Palmer. We lost Cole Palmer straight away. Like,
and we
adversity.
But this is what we didn't have last year. So to be able to turn to another player and sort the problem out instantly and have that depth, we've now got, and hopefully there's more coming in this window. But with the rest of the team now, we have options, and not just options in terms of man for man, but options in terms of what we deploy, how we play, and what system we're using. Because we can change from one system to another. Which is last season, it was all like, and even Maresca said so. Just okay, Cole Palmer, what are you doing today? That's it. Like he's the guy we got to rely on. And now that's not really the case. So I think Fulham will be wary of this, but they're on their way to the bridge. I think we should, unlike the Palace game, I don't expect as much physicality from Fulham like we saw against Palace. I think we use that momentum and we get the job done. I don't think we'll batter them, but we should be able to get a nice home win.
Do you want to see the same lineup?
The what?
Do you want to see the same lineup? Do you want to see Delap and Pedro start again together?
Yeah, I don't mind that. With Estevao as well starting.
Yeah. Of course. No, he has to start.
No, Palmer won't be back, I don't think.
No.
I wouldn't change the lineup. I don't think I'd change the lineup.
Yeah, I'd keep it the same.
Apparently, Palmer's going to be out till the international break. Apparently.
Bro,
Possibly.
some people are saying that groin injury, like that can be 5 to 6 weeks. And I want him to recover. I don't want him to be rushed back and then something major. Because he was carrying this injury against Palace as well, apparently.
Yeah.
We still need to hear about the scan because we don't know about the scan yet, which is a little bit of a worry because scans are normally done pretty quickly and you hear quickly, but we've not heard anything.
But he was at Carnival. He was at Carnival yesterday, but he was walking.
Yeah, he was at a
Carnival. I know.
Yeah.
All disguised and
I would have spotted him instantly, bro. I don't know who he thought he was fooling, but he was not fooling any Chelsea fans, or even football fans in general. I would have clocked him straight away, man. That guy's physique is so distinctive.
Yeah. I've ordered the same disguise actually off Amazon in case Ganacho signs. So if you catch me on roads wearing that, you know what I'm saying? I can't wait, bro, for that shit to turn up. I want to see if it works. That brother's so damn slim and so damn like slender.
Yeah,
you can
like,
tell.
I'm sorry, I can recognize his damn calves, let alone his head, man. I could recognize him. He ain't fooling no one.
He even wore a jacket. I'm thinking, you know what it was, bro? It was like 25 degrees. It was blue skies in London yesterday, bro. This guy was wearing a jacket, trying to do up, but he got clocked anyway. I saw a video. Someone clocked him. Say, "Yo, Palmer, I saw you."
Yeah.
Matisse.
Quickly with the groin stuff. With the groin stuff, there was a doctor who came on, a sports doctor who came on Twitter or X and put in just like, okay, what's the possibilities of what can happen if you've got like a groin issue? Now, if it's a strain or if it's just a little pull or if it's something that's like deep on the muscle, but if it's something really, really minor, after a week he could be back playing. So this scan will tell us more. If it's something substantial, we could be out for 3 to 4 weeks apparently. So
it's not panic. Before you come in, Mizzy, it's not panic stations, man. Like, listen, João Pedro in that role, I loved him there, man. Honestly, like
it was good.
In the game, very physical,
really good. It was very good.
Very good, bro. And on top of that, hopefully we get Xavi Simons wrapped up. If he comes in, he'll be able to play before Palmer comes back as well. That's another solution straight away. Estevao is another one that could play down the middle. So this is where you got to use your squad. Injuries are going to happen to everyone. So it can't be, oh, Palmer's gone, that's it now, there's no hope. No. There's solutions internally, bro.
No, 100%. Matisse, I feel like, with all the jokes aside, like Fulham, they under Marco Silva, they are a smart bunch. Like they've given us a couple of hard games last season. Obviously, Tyreek George equalized, Pedro Neto goal. Since then, it all kind of turned for us. But there's a nice bunch of players, good manager, but I feel like we should still have enough, obviously. And does it worry you without Palmer, or that match against West Ham gave you belief that, nah, I think the group is now so together, we should be able to take care of Fulham?
Nah, it has to be business as usual. It's not like Palmer in the Premier League has been our main go-to guy anyway. He's been having his own struggles in the Premier League outside of the Club World Cup. So for me, it's business as usual. We have to win. It's Fulham. It's Fulham at home. That's all I have to say.
Oh, it's a local derby, right?
Yeah, Fulham. It's swimming pools and lovely club and caviar and oysters. And listen, this is not a rivalry, really. This is neighbors. Can I get a pint of milk? You know what I mean? Can I get a bit of sugar? And then we go. And in this case, can I get 3 points? Can I
You
get
know,
3
so
points?
crazy.
They've stagnated. They've stagnated. They've not made any transfers.
Knock it on the door. Can I
Bro,
just get
I'm
3
telling
points,
you,
please?
knock on the door, neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Can I have this? Can I have that? Thank you very much. Goodbye. They haven't improved their team, really.
Nope.
They've stagnated. They've not had many transfers in or out. Their team is average. It's middle of the table. Fulham are not doing anything special this season. They're not going to Europe. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. They're going to be in 12th, 11th, same as always. They've got a couple of good players. So does every Premier League team. Got to beat them. Got to beat them. If you can't beat Fulham at home, then you can't be talking about title races. Like
That's true.
I'm on smoke. Don't make me get the costume out.
Yeah, man. No, it's true. It's true, man. It's true. Fulham and then Brentford. That should be 6 points straight away.
Absolutely.
Ready to go Old Trafford again, man. Because Old Trafford is a place where it's embarrassing, bro. Over a decade, we haven't won there. You know, we should have won there in Poch's season when this guy made Ten Hag look like Heisenberg, right? We should have won there last season as well. But if you remember, only Caicedo decided to turn up. Everyone else was drunk. Yeah. So we need to be in good form when we're going up to Old Trafford, man. Because, you know, I know they're not great right now, but they've still got a good enough attack to do something, you know. But we need to think of Fulham first. And Matisse is right. When I was watching them the other day, there's just not really much going on in there. Like, it won't be cool. You know, last year, if you guys remember at the Bridge, he turned into Messi that game. I remember that game as well. You know, Harry Wilson came off the bench. He scored. Again, Muniz was another one that came off the bench and scored. But we've just got a lot of firepower in this team, and I'm expecting us to outscore them.
100%. Lads, I'm going to let you two go. Eunice and I will slowly wrap things up very, very soon. Matisse, thank you. Don, thank you. Go and enjoy the rest of the day. And ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't subscribed to both of those lads, I'm pretty sure you have. But if you haven't, by some case, make sure you subscribe. All right, lads, enjoy the rest of the day. Matisse, good luck at Sky. And
Pleasure,
obviously, I know you're going to represent
Have a good one, boys.
Chelsea the right way.
Big up, man.
And Don,
Big
take
up.
care as well. So, yeah.
Love, man. Love. Big up the chat. Bless people.
They got people.
Eunice, we'll just talk a few more bits and pieces about the transfer window, and then we'll just quickly do the super chats, and we'll slowly wrap things up. Eunice, final week of the transfer window. Simmons, I'm hearing some latest news that it's really hinged on Nkunku. You know what surprises me, Eunice? This news has been going for a couple of months. Like, this was way before, I think, when Club World Cups just started. It was lingering from then till now, you know, end of August till the end of the window. I thought it was always going to happen. And, you know, it's not really hinged on Nkunku and Jackson, but the past couple of weeks, it's getting nearer and nearer. It looks like, especially Nkunku, he needs to go, or else Simmons doesn't come into the team. And after what you said, everything needs to be netted out. We can't have surplus. Bro, there could be a possibility where Nkunku might not agree on anything and Nkunku stays.
So Nkunku, every link we've heard, Nkunku, personal terms, not a problem. It's fine. He's cool. Yesterday it come out, he's even willing to take a pay cut. I think Nkunku's done everything that he could possibly do in this thing. But I think it happens. I think it happens. Just from a business standpoint, I think, look, it's just trying to drag it out as much as possible to get as much of our way as we can. Because we want to sell the player, but we want to sell him on our terms. But that's not so easy, right? I think push comes to shove, eventually he moves. I think the moment he moves, not just him, Jackson as well.
Could Simmons's price be a bit of an issue? Like, because I know we've done the personal terms with Simmons, but have we agreed on a price for Simmons? Because last I heard that Leipzig won a certain price and we're like 10 million below that. Do you know what I mean?
The thing is that of course, I heard even yesterday like club to club will need to be done and all of that finalized. But Leipzig want Nkunku, right? So I said this yesterday in the video where it doesn't sort Chelsea out to just go and do a straight swap, which is what I think Leipzig are looking for. Because one thing we've got to cater to here is if Premier League clubs or top Premier League clubs are willing to do something, the rest of Europe are not. Like, I don't know what's well, I say I don't know what's going on. We kind of know what's going on, but the rest of Europe are broke. They just ain't got the same money top Premier League clubs have. We just don't. Do you know what I mean? So Leipzig, which even in this context baffles me, if they would want just like a swap or to get that done, because Nkunku costs less than what Simons does, surely Leipzig would be gaining from this. You know, maybe that doesn't sort Chelsea out in order to pay them 60 million and let them have Nkunku, and where, you know, we don't get what we want, because on the books we want something that's going to sort us out too. I don't know if this is what's holding things up, maybe, but I think push comes to shove towards the end, things are forced. I think there's going to be compromise even on both sides. Even maybe Chelsea go, okay, you know what, now bring this down a little bit just to get it done, and I think it gets done.
Do you know what? After what you said earlier on today about that netting it out, I knew we were looking to net things out, but the whole implication of possibly getting another ban if we don't be in that negative 20 million margin, surely this is playing a part. Surely. And I think this is why, Eunice, we're also entertaining the thought of Tyreek George potentially going on permanently being sold to Roma.
Yeah.
But I personally wouldn't have wanted Tyreek George to just be permanently sold. But now this is where things have come to a situation where something's got to give here, because Leipzig is not fully agreeing on all the terms, because they want to look after themselves too. We've might have agreed personal terms with Simons, but club to club still needs to be sorted out. And Nkunku, sure, he can take as much as, you know, wage reduction as he wants, but we still want the value we want to net things out. It can get a little bit complex here, and I feel like someone's going to get hurt here somewhere, like George.
Basically,
whoever, you know,
because, and this is where you make a good point. If Tyreek George is also used as collateral, that helps not getting the exact figure that we want for, let's say, Jackson or even Nkunku. We may be able to knock off a little bit in terms of what we agree with Jackson and Nkunku, and then overall we get what we need in order to get Simons and Garnacho through the door, because Garnacho won't cost a lot. I don't feel like that's going to be too much. But Simons, Leipzig seem adamant, you know, for around 60 mil. That's where I think if Tyreek George is going to be involved in getting money in, that might actually help the whole situation, even though personally I don't want to sell Tyreek George. But this is what I'm saying. Push comes to shove towards the end of the window, where things just have to happen. If not, nothing happens. Like something has to give. Maybe that is what's gonna get it all over the line.
Before we do the super chats, I just want to quickly ask you, Eunice, Tyreek George, like, was there a need to bring in Garnacho? Like, whatever it's gonna be, you know, I think we want to buy him for about 30 million, right? And I don't know how much we're going to be able to sell Tyreek George to Roma. These Italian clubs don't have money. So maybe at max, they're going to give us 25 mil for Tyreek George. Maybe 20 mil. I don't know. Do you see a benefit in letting Tyreek George go? Okay, I get it. Pure profit. But to bring in Garnacho, like, is that a lot of upgrade here? Like, are we doing unnecessary business when... Let's not even worry about the 25 or 30 mil for Garnacho in terms of expense. Let's just get rid of Nkunku and Jackson and then get Simons, and that nets everything out perfectly. Is there a need for this Garnacho thing? Like, just keep George, no?
This is the thing. So I think many people look at this differently. Because Tyreek George needs to play often.
Yeah.
Some would argue, no, he can. And some would say, like, he's not completely ready, you know, to be playing week in, week out at Chelsea. He's not ready yet. Personally, I think I think a loan would be perfect. I think even financially a loan would be perfect. But again, we go back to that point of what is it that Chelsea actually need now, and what will give for the whole Nkunku, Jackson, Simons, Garnacho situation. Maybe Tyreek George aids that. But with the player himself, I would like a loan. And then he plays for a season, and then we get a good idea of what is he actually capable of for an entire season. But how far can he develop? What is he about really playing regular football? and then we go from there. But again, it seems like it's more financial because if Garnacho leaves, if George leaves on a permanent and we put on a heavy sell-on clause, we do all of this, then even down the line, it means financially we're gaining.
Guaranteed
Yeah.
for money. Yeah.
And it's become even more clear as to why we're operating like this as well. This whole situation with Simons and Garnacho and whatnot, with the UEFA stuff, is one thing. But the business that we're doing overall and the making profit out of it is also down to the whole stadium situation, which isn't going to be solved next season or the season after either.
If we made more money, we wouldn't be in this situation.
We wouldn't be like, a bigger stadium, and I feel like we'd be a lot flexible with this. Do you know what I mean? So that's something down the line we got to think of.
You look at Spurs, it's not like they are selling like the way we sell. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's because they're earning a lot more money. Like, they have a lot more money. I mean, Spurs are Spurs. No one wants to join them. That's because that's who they are. They can't seem to attract top players. That's because who they are. But they've got money. They've got money to spend. And they don't seem to be in the same sort of businesses as where, they got to sell, they got to buy, they got to sell. We got to do all of this financial gymnastics because our stadium just doesn't bring enough money. And I think that's where it all comes down to. All right, let's go through some super chats. Asad, big up to you, my man. Play better without Palmer. Yeah, I said it, kids. Ma and Miz chat. These players are overrated and innocent, like the manager couldn't beat Ipswich. Look, brother, I don't know what you want. Like, do you want us to sell Palmer? Like, this is mad. I mean, yes, Palmer, we shouldn't, obviously he's not played well in the Premier League for a little while, but he's still a devastating player. Like, he's still, for me, our best attacker. Like, let's not forget literally what he did, a couple of seasons ago under Pochettino, and then just recently in the Club World Cup final. Like, are you forgetting what Palmer's all about? And also in the Conference League final as well. He turned the game around in the second half. So, come on, man. I mean, sure, it's great to see that the team's doing well without him, but I can't wait till he comes back. Asad, once again, speaking of Maresca, didn't like his comment about Estevao. Give him freedom like Hazard. Don't kill him like Jose killed Mata and Joe Cole. He's too good now. I think Maresca was right to at least point out that back heel that he tried in our half, that's probably not the right move because you really put the team under immense pressure. Paqueta was through. Yes, no one closed down Paqueta. That they really should have. But that's another story. But, similar thing Estevao did on West Ham's side, that was fine because that was deep in West Ham's half. I think these things needs to be, pointed out. And that's how Estevao will become a better player. If you don't point these things out, he's not going to know any better. And he's going to think, the gaffer doesn't mind the fact that I give away the ball in my third if I do something ridiculously silly. No, the gaffer's made it very, very public. Don't make that mistake again. Richie, CFC.
You have to implement a level of discipline. Someone so young like Estevao, not to say like he needs discipline as a person. No, he doesn't. Clearly, I think the boy seems really, really smart. On a footballing level, though, this is the Premier League. This is England. It's a league that you won't find anywhere else. You have to be at the top of your game in many areas to function in this league consistently. If not, you'll get found out. And one of those issues that we saw was exactly that. Look, in Brazil, that's not such a big issue because the tempo of the game isn't so. In the space of 2 seconds, the ball's gone from there and it's in the net. It's like
it's in England,
the tempo is so quick. You can't afford to give away something in that space because you could be punished instantly. Whereas in other leagues, it's a little slower. You can compensate for it. We didn't, as you've said, shut that down quick enough with the other lads. But at the same time, that's something Estevao will learn from too. So no, he's got to be shown that, man. He's young. He's young. He's got to be shown that. There's no issue with that. In fact, it'll make him a better player. I agree.
100%.
You got to let someone like that have some freedom because,
of course,
you can't restrict him too much. I completely agree, but you can't just go and do what you want. No. If you do that in England, you'll get cooked.
100%. And you're young. You should be studying. So, like, he's a student of the game still. Richie, once again, thank you. What about Edison? I think this was when we were talking about Manchester City. Yeah, look,
Yeah.
he's probably on the way out as well. So yeah, we
That's
might
all right.
he's Galatasaray, yeah, very, very soon. Asad, once again, we talk about Jackson. We scored 5 goals, no shot.
What?
Yeah, we talk about Jackson. We scored 5 goals, no shot. I don't really understand. Are you saying that? Are you saying that we bagged Jackson when he was here and there wasn't any shots? Like, I don't really understand it. Like, where's this going? Look, Assad, I don't know why you are always going against the grain. Some of the stuff doesn't even make sense to me. Jackson's gonna go, bro. Look, honestly speaking, I wouldn't mind if he stayed, but it's too many now. It's too many. We've got Delap, we've got João Pedro. He's not gonna stay. Like, Jackson wants to be the number 1 player, and he's not going to be. Mikey, Ray, guys, the Simmons deal might not happen. Look, we'll see, man. We'll see. It might go till the end, and I wish it didn't, but after what Eunice has said, it's actually made a lot of sense, that whole netting off business. Yeah, watch this space, man. Yeah, I mean,
I want to add that in as well in relation to these, say, Simons and Garnacho, right? I don't know if I've mentioned it on here before, but I wouldn't be shocked. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea actually purposely waited to unveil on deadline day. I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh, you did mention that. You did mention that. Yeah, just to win the deadline day, right? I remember you saying that. Yeah.
I would, and that's risky business. I'm not in favor of that personally. I get it from a marketing perspective. I get it, but no. Get the most important thing: get the deals done and get it over the line. And we have the players ASAP. But I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea tried to navigate that way, and then it turns into a big, like, oh my goodness, oh wow, and then
we did it. Yeah. That euphoria, the euphoria of the final day. Yeah.
Because for the brand, it makes the brand look bigger than
100%.
what it is at face value. I get it, but I'm not fussed personally.
Yeah, I mean, look, it would have been nice if it just happened over the next, like, 24 hours, 48 hours, because we've got a game coming up against Fulham, and Simmons would have been nice to have from the bench. But yeah, Eunice is Simmons' agent, so I'm calm. There you go. Eunice has wanted Simmons for months now. Golden Boot, thank you so much for, weeks, or it's actually been a couple of months, Eunice, man. Yeah, Club World Cup finished.
Actually, a couple of months now. Yeah, a couple.
Yeah, bro. Now, Golden Boot, thank you so much for the super sticker. All right. That is the end. Thank you so much, each and every one of you guys in the live chat. Smash up the like button. Absolutely annihilate the like button. If you haven't subscribed to Eunice by any chance, make sure you subscribe. Eunice, before I let you go, what's coming up, bro? What's the latest, man? Talk to us.
We play early Saturday, so preview will be done Friday. And in the build up to all of that, it's just, keep up to date with the latest, see what's popping off. And it's not long now till something else shows up in the pipeline.
Oof. Wow. There you go. Exclusive, lads.
I've teased it. I've teased it for like September. It'll happen in September, but yeah, we're close now. So yeah.
Is it like a groundbreaking thing that you're going to be doing?
Now, people have seen it before, but it's been a while.
People have seen it before. Is this in your second channel?
No. But you're on the right track.
I'm on the right track. All right, maybe I'll think about this. I don't want to take everyone's stuff. We'll see anyway. Either way, we'll see. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And we'll catch you guys next week. Same time, same place. Until then.